Google used to be the company that everyone wanted to work for, but now it seems like someone is resigning every single day. Let's take a deep dive to see exactly what's driving this mass exodus. To understand why people are leaving today, we have to look at what drew them in back then. Let's start at the very beginning with Google's first office. Google opened its first official office in September 1998 in a garage in Menlo Park, California. At this stage, Google had only 2 employees, co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin. They rented a garage for $1,700 a month from Susan Wojcicki, a close friend who would become an early employee and eventually the CEO of YouTube. The initial office setup included desktop computers, a ping pong table, bright blue carpet, and basic office supplies, giving the place the feel of a co-working space instead of a typical corporate office. Now let's move on to Google's first formal office. In March 1999, Google moved out of Susan Wojcicki's Menlo Park garage and into its first formal office at 165 University Avenue in downtown Palo Alto, California. At the time, Google only had around 8 to 12 employees, so the office environment was humble, chaotic, and very distinctly startup. Because Google was still a lean, fast-growing startup, it didn't have the massive campus luxuries of today's Googleplex, but the roots of Google's famous perk culture started right here. In November 1999, Charlie Ayers was hired as the first official chef. He began cooking catered, family-style meals for the team, planting the seed for Google's iconic free gourmet food culture. To blow off steam, the office had a foosball table right near the engineering desks, leading to intense midday games. The co-founders made the office dog-friendly from day one, welcoming Yoshka, a giant Leonberger owned by early engineer Urs Holzel, who regularly roamed the floor. The office style was informal. There were no traditional cubicles or private offices. Engineers worked side by side on cheap door and sawhorse desks, encouraging constant crosstalk and rapid problem solving. The office culture was intensely self-driven. Employees were encouraged to tinker with side experiments, leading to early innovations in Google search infrastructure. This laid-back environment, combined with the groundbreaking products Google was creating, attracted talented engineers who wanted to be part of the fast-growing company. As the team rapidly grew from 8 to over 30 employees in just a few months, desks were crammed together and wires ran across the floor. Having completely outgrown the space, Google decided it was time to move. Now let's explore their move to Mountain View and the creation of their headquarters. By late 1999, Google moved to the location that would become its iconic headquarters. By 2003, the company had grown to over 800 employees and was bursting at the seams. Then, in 2006, Google officially purchased the complex it was leasing from SGI for $319 million, solidifying its permanent home, the Googleplex. To turn a standard corporate office into the ultimate tech haven, Google hired architect Clive Wilkinson. The goal was to build a space that fostered spontaneous collaboration and total worker comfort. This meant traditional office layouts were stripped away in favor of open-plan spaces, glass tent meeting rooms, exercise balls for chairs, lava lamps, and bright primary colors everywhere. Indoor slides, whiteboards on every wall, and free-roaming dogs quickly became standard operating procedure. Google carried forward its early startup culture by continuing to offer free meals. Chef Charlie Ayers expanded operations into multiple themed, high-end cafes serving free organic meals, while micro-kitchens stocked with free snacks and drinks were built within 150 feet of every desk. Google also added free laundry machines, on-site haircuts, dry cleaning, massage therapists, doctors, and swim-in-place lap pools. For employee transportation, the company launched private, Wi-Fi-enabled luxury coaches to pick up staff across the San Francisco Bay Area, effectively turning commute time into productive work time. The early 2000s Googleplex era was the defining moment when Google transformed from a fast-growing startup into an iconic corporate paradise, one that every engineer wanted to join and every tech company tried to emulate. This was when day-in-the-life videos at Google started blowing up online. Working there meant you were part of an exclusive club, and everyone on the outside wanted in. The company was unstoppable. Its share price had soared, its workforce was expanding rapidly, and it was aggressively buying up emerging tech startups to maintain its dominance. As the company grew bigger, the landscape of how it operated started changing. Some of these changes heavily impacted the company's culture. Let's look at the early cracks in the shift in company culture.
In 2015, the cracks started showing more. As the company grew beyond 50,000 employees, the startup culture which they initially had started to disappear. They started being more corporate, and they had more bureaucracy and red tape, legal reviews. They created a parent company called Alphabet and separating different entities such as Google Search. And then there was Wall Street pressure, which wanted the company to be disciplined and focus more on profit margins and less on innovations. And this time, that's when the culture shift started. The company started being more traditional corporate and less of a startup and innovative or experimental company. In 2018, the company was exposed for working on controversial projects like Project Maven, which was an AI military mass surveillance project, and Project Dragonfly from China, which was a Chinese-censored search engine. And the employees protested against this because they felt that the company had diverted from their motto of "Don't be evil." And in November 2028, there was another walkout. This time around, it was 20,000 employees, and they were protesting against the Android developer who was accused of sexual misconduct, and Google offered the Android developer 90 million as a golden handshake, and employees were not having it, and they were protesting against this. In December 2019, there was a leadership change. The co-founders stepped down. Sergey Brin and Larry Page stepped down, handing over the reins to Sundar Pichai. Sundar Pichai adopted a traditional management style that was risk-averse. In 2022, the CFO Ruth Porat began slashing the perks and benefits that made Google famous. Perks such as micro kitchens were consolidated, fitness classes were trimmed, hardware upgrades were restricted, and bus shuttles were trimmed as well. The biggest change happened in January 2023. Google had mass layoffs. Google shattered its reputation for jobs for life. This was the first time the company had a mass layoffs. They laid off 12,000 people via email. This was 6% of its workforce. And they also implemented a strict return to office policy from the year 2023, which still remains. This return to office policy is maintained by tracking badge swipes of employees to ensure that they are in the office, and they're tying it also to performance reviews. So this company went from being a laid back company to a very strict corporate traditional legacy company. From the year 2023, Google experienced an exodus of high key people. And this was when the AI war started. Key engineers, such as the 8 co-authors who wrote the groundbreaking Google's paper, "Attention is All You Need." And this paper was the foundation for modern AI like ChatGPT. These co-authors left to do their own startup companies, or they were poached by other companies. With the rise of AI companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, Google faced immense competition when it comes to recruiting the best. Some of these companies, they actually went after Google engineers and gave them massive compensation packages so that they can work for their companies. From the year 2024 till present, Google continues with restructuring and cut-offs and layoffs where it's necessary. So this company is no longer what it used to be. It's no longer the leader, especially when it comes to things like AI. Right now, the company is a large multinational company which operates in different jurisdictions, which requires that the company operates and complies with the laws in those jurisdictions. And for the first time in its history, Alphabet reported a negative free cash flow because of the AI spending that it's been doing to try and compete with other AI companies. So guys, let me know what you think. Put your comments down below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.